Greetings. I am Mike Kaplan, a comedian sitting in a bathtub in the Tribeca section of New York City. I did, in preparation for this, bring along my phone, which has on it some tweets, which I think would be appropriate. Here's a tweet from yesterday. You know what doesn't get old? Vampires. Fun, and you don't have to feel the need to laugh every time. I appreciate if it's an involuntary thing or a polite thing. I appreciate it regardless of wherever it came from. Boxing gloves are actually mittens. Ooh. A man who abstains may end up with abstains. Dyslexia puts the fun in confusion. Maybe this would be an appropriate last tweet for me to read. There are two types of people. Those who like tweets to be complete thoughts. Okay, good.
So I am Tribeca, and you're watching Come Clean. I enjoy being heckled sometimes. One time I was at a show that I was auditioning for the Booker, and it was a late night show, and one drunk lady in the audience was shouting out, right when I got on stage, I'm usually the only Asian one in the lineup, and she was shouting pork fried rice. Like throughout my whole set, like repetitively shouting pork fried rice, which is weird because like comedy has a lot of white people in it, and you can't really shout ethnic foods at them. They'll be like, hey you, hamburgers?
Hello, I am Megan Hanley, coming to you live from this bathtub on the street. My Aunt Kathleen, oh my God, she almost clocked a guy, and she's like the mother hen, you know, she loves everybody, but if you mess with her family or you mess with her girls, I mean, we were out at a bar and this guy wouldn't leave my cousin alone, and I kept saying like, okay, like, stop it, like, leave her, don't bother her anymore, she's good, you know, and he kept being like, oh, well, what do you like, the guy, you're sticking up for everyone? I'm like, well, the boys aren't here, so I'm just saying, like, leave her alone. So he walked over to my dad, of all people, and called us a bunch of, C words. Oh. Which, moron, like that's my dad. That's the worst person you could say to. So he says that while this is happening, my dad is smiling at him. He's a retired police officer, and he's holding down his pressure point, so the guy starts to like sink down, like he's hitting the point on his wrist where like the guy starts singing. And out of nowhere, my aunt comes flying out of nowhere, and she's like, what'd you say about my girls? And like she had to be stopped from clocking this guy. And we were all like, what the hell? Like half of us were gonna shit our pants. We're like, what just happened? Like this. We've never seen anything like that.
Hello, this is Scott Eric. I'm a New York City comedian, and this is Come Clean. I'm going to come clean about something. Sometimes I make mistakes, and I think a lot of us make mistakes. And then I see that she's refilling her cigarette with something from a pane of glass. And then she calls me over and says, hey, why don't you put $8-10 here? Whatever you think is fair. And that's when it dawned on me that I was in the lair of a crack whore. I also now know what the going rate is for a crack whore.
My name is Kelly Festuca, and I am a stand-up comic living here in New York City. I am Australian.
The name of the show is Come Clean.
Yeah, I got something for you.
Okay. Let's hear it.
This is bad. I haven't told anyone that this happened. And that I did this, because I'm afraid if I say it out loud that I'm really going to hell. I found out a girl I went to high school with was going to be a new contestant on the latest season of Big Brother. She was always really mean to me in high school. So I called up a gossip column in the Australian newspaper, and I revealed her name and what she did for a living. She washed dogs. Very noble. It's a great profession. But she did drive around in a van washing dogs. And I rang up and dobbed her in. And then they published it. They didn't mention my name. I didn't give them my name. I just left a message. And then she got dropped from being on Big Brother because her identity was revealed too early.
Oh.